We don't have a new episode this month, but we're taking a much needed break to recharge and do even more research so we can bring you more exciting new episodes of the Unofficial Official Story podcast. But in the meantime, we're looking back at some of our favorite moments from season 1.
I think my favorite moment was having Rass Kass as a guest. We had some great guests when you really look at it, but I think he is just super accomplished in his field, an innovator, and probably, top 50 MC of all time. So that was amazing. And he was so cool and so down to earth. He's great. And sometimes Kanye, sometimes when you're great, it's a pass to not be so cool. So I think that was amazing.
What was your favorite moment from that show?
I think my favorite moment from that show was when Rass Kass, which is so deep, he said he's recording or he's thinking about his album that's going to come out posthumously. If I'm saying it right. And so I think we over glorify people who always speak their mind. It is kind of cool to be that person, but it's also sometimes you can't be that person, right? Realistically, the fact that he has people in the industry that, for whatever reason, he can't sort of, divulge that he doesn't get along with, but he's going to write an album and then afterward, spill the tea. I think us here as what we do, we're writers, we're entertainers. It just struck a real chord because it's just everyone makes sacrifices, but also it's good to see that it's okay to be a little petty as well.
Let's take a listen to a clip from episode 12 where rapper Rass Kass talks about his death album.
Years ago, we're out in the streets, you get in the beefs and whatever. So the time I thought, possibly I might die on this one, whatever. And I remember just threatening my mother. I was like, don't put me on those songs with no motherfuckers I don't like if I die. Not because that shit happens, man,
Really?
Yeah, of course. My mama don't know who I don't fuck with. And she was like, yeah, Jesus. And then, everybody loves you when you're dead. So posthumously, Pac ends up on songs with people he didn't fuck with. Right, same thing with Nipsey Hussle. Your baby mama or your mom does not know your street life and who you don't fuck with. And a lot of times they're just listening to people who are exploiting the opportunity.
Right.
Because you're dead,
That's
you
crazy.
can't say no. So I my little sister, she has a list of people who I don't fuck with. Don't you ever put me on a fucking song with this fucking weirdo, bro.
That's so dope.
One thing I learned, which I apply to my traveling plans, is sit in the back of the plane and you are more likely to survive. Thanks to you, Koji, I think that was, the DB Cooper episode. I did not know that. And it's funny because, when you pick your seats, when you're not Southwest and you're flying some other flight, people are always trying to fill up the earlier rows. So I'm usually stuck in the back, and that's a good thing. So I'm going to keep sitting in the back of the plane.
In episode 11, what happened to Malaysia Airlines Flight 370 with Tom Cruise impersonator Evan Ferrante, Dwayne gives us his advice about how to survive a disaster. And of course, I interject about the best place to sit.
Plane crash-wise, I would say sit in the exit row when you can, right? If you book your flight in advance, you can find out which row is the exit.
It's actually safer in the back of the plane.
Or even the exit row, the furthest back exit row. And if you can get some custom-made clothes that are stylish, but also flame retardant. Yeah. I think that could help. And then also your hand-to-hand combat's got to be good because at some point, people are going to fight each other and you got to be ready.
Oh, that's good. Have some self-defense skills, know a little bit.
Yeah, okay.
A little bit of jujitsu or some kind of, right?
Do an arm bar while you're leaving.
Okay.
Yeah.
One thing I wish I hadn't learned. Okay, so this is Jennifer. During a couple of the episodes, we talked about, advice we had. And your advice was always seduction. And it really hurt me because my personal dream has always been to be a pretty girl. That's my goal in my life. All I wanted to be was a pretty girl because I thought my life would be way easier. And then I realized, listening to you, I realized it would be. And I just thought, man, this sucks. The first clip is from episode 10, where we asked the question, who killed John Benet Ramsey, with psychologist and writer Dr. John Mayer. And the second clip is from episode 11. Let's take a listen to the advice that makes me so sad.
My advice is if you're in a sticky situation or you think you're going to get murdered or you're about to be kidnapped is seduction. I used to oddly fantasize that if an intruder ever came into my house, I would give them a blowjob to blow them, to seduce them or something to throw them off. That was always my thing is if I'm ever in a weird situation, whether it's a girl or a guy, I'm going to try to manipulate them.
What's your disaster advice?
Well, my first instinct was sort of silly, but I think I used it in a previous episode, which was like, I always like to use seduction as my toolkit. That's my first thought is like, how do I seduce the smartest person in the room that's going to save me?
Yeah.
That's my thing. But I don't know if that's really practical, but that was my like initial instinct because that's what I use as that's what I often use in my life. Doesn't mean you have to go all the way. You know, you can just do a little flirting, you know?
What threw me, and I didn't ask any questions. I'm like that, guys. Like I don't like spill the tea, if you will. But I even off mic, I didn't ask. But when you just casually drop that you've gone on dates with 2 billionaires,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that's outrageous.
It's totally true.
Yeah,
That's
too.
super outrageous.
Because there's been 0 billionaire females that wanted to date me.
I've never dated a girl who probably had more than 1 comma in her bank account.
Oh my God, dude.
Maybe maybe 2 commas. I don't know. 2 commas we'd have to throw in the 401k. How much is the house worth?
Well,
I don't
the house
think
would probably be in LA. Would be.
Yeah.
If they own a house in LA, then they probably have over.
Yeah, I don't think I've dated a girl who maybe. Yeah, maybe who's owned the house. But yeah, it's just one of these things where, that was like 2 billionaires. And I think,
That's so funny.
I get it. I do get it. But I think because we're friends and I'm like, oh, yeah, I can see that. Billionaires, you know what I mean?
This clip is from episode 9. Did blues legend Robert Johnson make a deal with the devil with comedian Ian Harris?
Hey, Jennifer, what kind of deal would you make?
I love it. Yeah, I also thought about a couple different things, but I feel like what I would ask for is I want to be a billionaire, supposedly like more money, more problems. But I feel like I can just imagine my life. Like if I had millions and millions of dollars, I feel like everything would be comfortable. I would have a personal trainer. I would have a chef. I would have multiple nannies. I would get to take my friends on vacations like every month. And I would be able to fund our podcast. I would be able to fund my movies. I would be able to like have all the dermatological treatments that I need forever. I could just like not even work and I could just be on vacation the rest of my life. So I don't know. I just want money.
You could make a deal with Jamie Foxx.
Yeah, also that deal you can make with just an old dude who's about to die. Who's rich.
For the old dude, you have to do work, though. You can't just,
Yeah,
It's not much work.
I've tried. I've been on 2 dates with 2 different billionaires that I will not name because they're known.
That's outrageous.
It was too much work, Dwayne.
To even be in the presence of billionaires.
Yes!
I've been in the presence of a billionaire, I think, once in Dubai. It was very uncomfortable because, he could just erase you.
It's kind of mind-boggling. And yeah, the 2 billionaires that I've went on dates with were very, very, very just, I don't know. I've just never met anyone like them. They just had very poor social skills and
Get out of
but
here.
were extremely smart. And they had no sense of fashion or style.
You dated both Elon Musk and Bill Gates?
Don't answer. Something that makes me think. Okay, have you guys seen the movie Don't Look Up?
Yes.
I need to. I should.
So there's I don't want to give it away, but there's a part of that movie where this weird thing happens. It's really funny. It's the Jennifer Lawrence thing when she's at the White House, right? I don't want to give it away. And the whole rest of the movie, she keeps going back to that. She just can't get her hands around it.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's so ridiculous and random. And that's how I feel about people on their deathbed claiming that they were D.B. Cooper. I just cannot understand it. The second more than one person does that, someone's lying. Right?
Yeah, right.
And I just can't believe, we talked about this, but I still, not that like every day, but still every once in a while, I'm like, on your deathbed, you send your relatives on a wild goose chase. That's just crazy to me.
That
Like,
is.
what about your life was so empty and void that your final breath is used for a silly lie it's just mind-boggling. But I think that's just how much appeal this guy has because
Yeah.
of what he did, how daring it was. And people want to be that, I guess.
It's just sad though that at the end of your life you feel like you haven't lived an important enough life, I mean, because that's the point where it's like it's over already. Now it's time to move on.
Right.
I hope that by that time you're just like, I'm ready to go.
Exactly. But I will probably reveal if I'm on my deathbed, I probably would reveal that I'm Batman.
No, I'm going to say I'm D.B. Cooper even though I'm more accurate.
Oh, God. At least I'll get the joke.
And In episode 6, What Happened to D.B. Cooper with comedian Jonesy, he talks about the phenomenon of people claiming to be D.B. Cooper on their deathbeds.
Some sort of psychological phenomena that has become part of certainly the American culture where we just want to attach ourselves to legends. How many people confessed to being the Night Stalker? How many people confessed to being the Unabomber that weren't? What is it about these people that what is it missing in their life? Like what hole are they trying to fill that they have to just lie and pretend that they like this fantasy that they're these people that did some sort of crazy action.
Right. It's like everyone's so afraid to be normal. It gets to the point where if you're a person who's okay being normal, that almost makes you extraordinary because you're okay being normal. You know what I mean? But no matter what kind of notoriety you receive in your life, you're going to be a footnote historically, no matter what.
Sure.
Unless you're like Jesus, Buddha, Muhammad, Moses.
Oh, they're not.
Everyone else is going to be a footnote. It doesn't matter if you're a king. You are going to be a footnote.
Kobe Bryant is going to be a footnote.
Everybody's going to be
I'm sorry, Koji. I'm sorry, Koji, but Kobe Bryant's going to be a footnote.
No, historically, 200 years after you live, you're a footnote. That's it.
This is all going to be dust. There's just going to be no record of anything.
Like Napoleon is a little bit more than a footnote. Even Napoleon in 200 years is a footnote.
Here's one of our favorite clips. In episode 4, Did Babe Ruth Call a Shot? With comedian, actor, and podcaster Randy Sklar. He talks about Babe Ruth and about it cricket.
Why, if Babe Ruth really did make this call that he was going to go hit this ball out of there and then did it on the very next pitch, he's either really lucky or he really was the best there ever was to be able to do that.
Absolutely. And I think if Jennifer has to go in a second, but if I'm reading between the lines, and I don't want to be controversial, but I believe, Randy, you just said baseball was harder than cricket. I'm just saying that's what I heard.
Cricket, I don't understand at all. Cricket, you can hit it behind you. Cricket, they have T in the middle of it. Cricket, you don't want to score too many runs because then the other team can't get up. And so you got to like cap off what you're doing. And it's
like rugby. It's like baseball before they said, let's make it make sense.
Let's figure it out. Right. Now let's actually make some rules here. Yeah.
I know the improvs we did went long, but they were a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Like I thought the sexual goo was really funny.
That was a good one.
And even though the bat improv wasn't great, I love that Randall took all the ideas that we had and made it like people fucking bats.
The first improv is from episode 2, What is the Story of the Mothman? With comedian Kristen Key. And the second improv is from episode 3, Did 5G Cause the Coronavirus? With actor Randall Park.
Did someone say sex?
Oh, you know it, Crane.
That's my middle name.
Oh, we about to have a menage up in here. Big Bird, come on, hop in this goo with me and Crane.
Yeah, the more the
Wait,
merrier.
are we going to get married? Because, I don't just hook up with anybody. The first owl I see, right?
Oh, Bird, just take the goo.
Big Bird, you're running
Take
the
the
mood.
You make a cute couple.
Oh, come over here, girl. Crane and Bird. Whose is it? Whose is it?
Goo. Wait, can I have a sidebar with the goo? Goo, I want to be a little bit bigger. This is a little bit awkward. I don't want to do it in front of the owl here, but can you make my lower appendage a little bit bigger? Because,
Oh, yeah. I'm magic. I'm magic sex goo. I got ecstasy and Viagra flowing through my fluids. Just get all up in here.
Damn, Bird. I see you had a shower. You had a grower, not a shower. Look at that.
wait, why is the crane watching us?
I want in on this action. Let me in.
Let the crane tap in.
Crane's been sitting there for 10 years just waiting for something like this to happen.
The only question becomes, who's pregnant now? Is it me, Owl? Is it Crane? Is it Bird? Or is it Goo?
I feel a little
the Goo's pregnant. The Goo's pregnant.
There's a bubble. There's a bubble forming in me, and it is weird. It's got wings. I think it's about to pop.
It's going to look like all of us. Crane, it's going to have your eyes.
Oh, my baby.
I love bats. They love me.
No. That you're basically telling them that we fuck bats by saying that.
Yeah, that's maybe a little.
Yeah. I agree. I have a fever. I fucked 4 bats yesterday, but I just don't know if the people are, oh man, is anyone else hot? I have like chills. Anyway, I don't think we can tell them. The world isn't ready to understand man-bat love.
I think maybe the plan would be to, I don't know, deflect,
4H, 5G, is there a 6I? And we get blank.
It's available. It is available.
Can I just say when Betty looks at me, Betty, it's the bat that I'm hooking up with currently. She reads my soul. She loves me. I can just tell. I'm ready to tell everybody. I don't know about you guys, but I'm ready to go online and just tell the world about my love, our love.
Well, I don't know. I really think you'd be doing us a disservice here.
I agree. Plus, if this fever I have, if it's at any way contagious, and if people can link it to our bat fucking, we may never recover.
I'm not sick, but I did lose my sense of taste the other day. And I don't know if that's...
How many bats did you fuck or
I'm fucking
love?
one right.
Just one. Okay.
I doubt that's related, sense of taste. That's silly. That'd be like, I mean, what caused that? Your cell phone?
Right, that's absurd.
Have you guys heard of the 5G towers?
Oh, you mean?
Yeah, that's where we go to meet our bats to fuck.
Oh, yeah. So do you guys think could be a connection?
Well, they used to be there. Now they're everywhere. But yeah.
Yeah, the 5G towers are everywhere. There has been a lot more lately. And, people, I have to explain all the time whenever I try to invite others to our group. I don't know if you've run into those problems, guys, but I find that people get those things confused. They think we're some kind of tech group.
Right, because we always dress up like we work for AT&T when we meet.
Yes. That was a good suggestion from Randall a couple years ago. I loved that. I really loved that. Thank you.
I think we're almost there.
Do we blame AT&T?
We're onto something. No one likes them anyway.
But they've got deep pockets. We can't blame them directly.
Wait, did I mention that when Betty looks at me, my heart flutters? Did I mention that?
We've mentioned that 3 times.
Okay.
I think if you did it anonymously in a Reddit post of some kind, that would be okay with me. Do you all agree? I think that would be fine. But we definitely need to come up with something quickly because we'll be able to spread it as well. We can use TikTok. I just got an account last week and I'm learning how to use it. So that might be a good place for us.
That's a great idea. I think we're forgetting that people don't know about us. So if we can just say 5G caused this thing, they don't know who we are. And they won't even know what that means.
Oh, I see. Okay. So 5G, we can just deflect anybody. No, we'll never get found out.
This makes no sense, but they'll probably blame the towers, right?
I see.
Which is idiotic, but maybe it'll work.
I just want to say, this has been super fun and I've learned so much. And I thought, I had my handle on all these, conspiracy theories and, about cryptids and unexplained phenomena. And I thought I knew a lot, but I keep learning about all these incidents and this lore and these things that I never heard. And I love it. And I'm learning so much. And I feel like I'm getting smarter. So thanks, guys.
Are there any fans that you guys know that are listening that you want to shout out?
A friend of mine who I do this show with, Andrea, she's been listening. And so shout out to her. And maybe we'll have her on at some point. She's a really sharp mind, and she's into the show. So that makes me think that's a good sign if she's into it.
I just lost my dog, and the vet would come and we would talk about the show with each other. So shout out to you guys. Thank you for taking care of Mr. Rabbit, and thank you for listening to the show.
Yeah, thank you so much for everyone listening. I check the reviews and the ratings. I appreciate the follows, and I thank you so much, guys. Everybody that listens, it's so appreciated. Be sure to subscribe to our show anywhere you usually listen to your podcasts. Follow us on social media to stay tuned to what we're doing, and visit our website, unofficialofficialstory.com, to listen to any of our past episodes. And stay tuned for season 2, which will come out on April 21st, where we'll be asking the question, can QAnon be trusted?